श्री राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम 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 जय राम ओम Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om, Pranam Swamiji. Pranam, Pranam. Yesterday we received an email from a devotee. It is said that I really does not exist in reality. So can we remove something which is not there? Second, can we remove anything that is forming a part of us from the birth? If the I is with us from the seed or Bijam state, it has a part to play in us, just as other organs and limbs. Is it not so? By sidetracking the I, can we not progress? We chant Ramna mentally with intellectual understanding that he makes us chant. From this, how to go further? Yes, the first question, at the moment we have identified ourselves completely with the sense of individuality. No? It is the truth. So we have been told that what we have is the sense of individuality and not the individuality as such. As we have completely identified with this sense of individuality, we are unable to realize the above truth. The truth is not the individuality as such. So, through various spiritual disciplines, as prescribed by our masters, we first try to intellectually understand that only because of him this sense of individuality exists and that it has no independent existence as such. So, it is not that it is not there, it has no independent existence as such. We happen to come across one dialogue by Anthony de Mello. No? So somebody asked him, how does one seek union with God? How to become one with him? Answer, the harder you seek, the more distance you create between him and you. Question, so what does one do about the distance? Answer, understand that it is not there. Question, does that mean that God and I are one? Answer, not one, not two. How is that possible? Answer again, the sun and its light, the ocean and the wave, the singer and his song, not one, not two. So the sense of individuality, because he expresses in the form of sense of individuality. Not one, not two. When we are on the path to find some clues to become one with him, it helps us to know that. The starting point and the finishing point is one when we said. Once again, we will read the dialogue. Kindly ponder over it. The disciple asks, how does one seek union with God? The master replies, the harder you seek, the more distance you create between him and you. Disciple, so what does one do about the distance? Master, understand that it is not there, the distance is not there. Disciple, does that mean that God and I are one? Master, not one, not two. How is that possible? Says the disciple. The master answers, the sun and its light, the ocean and the wave, the singer and the song, not one, not two. It is not possible to eliminate the sense of individuality as long as we are the embodied selves. So our spiritual discipline should be such that will free us from the limitation we ourselves have unknowingly put on us. That is to move from me to we. Beloved Papa names such a state as a purified ego. When we free ourselves from the limitation we ourselves have unknowingly put on us, when we remove that, we become purified egos. The individuals still remain there. That means whatever we think, talk and do would be from the universal standpoint only and not from the individual standpoint. Chanting of his name is to remember him. As none of us can chant his name throughout our waking state because of our preoccupation with so many things, we have to ensure that whatever we think and talk and do during the non-chanting time are in conformity with the inner aspiration of remembering him. By bringing in a touch of love, perfection, dedication, gratitude in all our undertaking, the above can be achieved. So when we were going through and replying it, Papa is again and again bringing it out, in spite of our. That means the distance which the intellect creates. But in the just now we read out the disciple, there they find how beautifully he has dispelled the distance, There was one more.
Swamiji,
Ah.
Papa also has done with Mataji like that.
What?
Just Papa Mataji, the essence what Muttananda Swamiji has said now. It has come in this Anandashram by Ravi and Tamil. Guru's grace. From Guru's grace.
Guru's grace.
Grace.
Papa has done like that to Mataji.
Papa has told Mataji, wherever your mind goes, that is the thing you want to share?
Yes, Mataji, yes, Mataji.
Wherever our mind goes, Mataji went and told mind is
Papa has prompted Mataji at every time while at some time she was beating the child. No, don't do say, you don't talk to me. Have Ramnam only. In that way she was just he was just making her to see Ram in everybody.
So the dialogue which we just now read out, kindly think about it. Not one, not two. Then the whole confusion might get cleared. How does one seek union with God? The harder you seek, the more distance you create between Him and you. So what does one do about the distance? Understand that it is not there. Does that mean God and I are one? Not one, not two. How is that possible? The sun and its light, the ocean and the wave, the singer and his song, not one, not two. That is why it is called inexpressible. So we have to plumb deep, with these words. The question was, I am there, and it's difficult to get rid of this sense of individuality, because it has been with me throughout. So when we hear this, the sense of individuality has also been given by Him. When the body, mind, intellect is there, if the sense of individuality is not given, how will it become active? But the only trouble is, the sense of individuality forgets its substratum, that's all. In the case of sun and its light, it cannot happen. The light is the expressed form of the sun. The wave is the expressed form of the ocean. The song is the expressed form of the singer. So the expression he expresses through this sense of individuality. When that is known, there is no problem. The sense of individuality remains. That is why Papa inserted that word. While chanting, we should know he is making me to chant. He is making me to chant. So making me to talk these words, making me to hear these words. So there the distance is not there. Beyond which it cannot be explained. That is why be in the past moment and let us try. No? In the Nama initiation, he says this, Ramdas can tell you this much, that from the very time he started repeating the name, he began to feel the sweetness of it. So he used to pray to God. He does not want anything else, only he wants your name. Let your name be ever on his tongue. It is because it is so sweet. So it proved to be not a means to an end, but an end in itself. So initially we started it as a means. That is the wonder about the Naam which he is repeating. It depends upon the repeater, of course. Unless we are free from the low passions of the heart, we cannot taste the sweetness. Sugar is sweet. By nature it is sweet. It can never be bitter. So the name is by nature sweet. But when the sweet sugar is put in the mouth of a man who is having some kind of fever, he finds the taste not sweet but bitter. He throws it away. That shows the man is diseased. When we are diseased with low desires, the name does not taste sweet to us. We must go to a doctor who can cure of the disease. The doctor is the Guru, who by his presence removes our disease of desires, gives us the nectarian name, and you find that instant it is sweeter and sweet, and sweetness comes to you as long as you are going on repeating the name until at last you become sweetness itself. Not merely the taster of the sweetness, but sweetness itself. So you drink and drink and drink the name until the drinker and the drink become one. With this background, suppose when we chant, so you drink and drink and drink the name until the drinker and the drink become one. The Nama and the Nami become one. So yesterday we found out, at least intellectually, that becoming one with him is to one with anything, So that the dual aspect is not there. The dual aspect is intertwined, interconnected. So the Nama chanting should enable us to reach this state. And during the non-chanting time, whatever we do, we get the clue now that when we become one with that, whatever we do, whatever we think, whatever we talk, that is why he said, the drink, eat without taste, hear without listening, look without seeing. The seeing process. So I am there, I am seeing. So how through Nama chanting Papa was able to bring out this Upanishadic teaching? It is a teaching from Upanishads. Elaborately he has discussed Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. To become one with. When we were reading that, it looked heavy, But that is the truth. Again and again, it is coming to us through many. That is why a devotee is prompted to praise this. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Yajnavalkya explained to Janaka about the self as the light of lights. So he says, the self is the pure awareness that shines as the light within the heart, surrounded by the senses. The man who in union with the self, sees without seeing, smells without smelling, and so many things. We will stop there. Sees without seeing. So when we chant Ramnam, the feeling that I am chanting always separates me from the chanted. What the name stands for. That is why we always feel, Papa was a Jnani Bhakta. Because this Upanishad declaration weighed a lot while he's chanting. Otherwise, how can he say that? He has said, look without seeing. When the mind is not there, When the mind ceases to be, then you realize that you are the Atman. Words of Papa. Look without seeing, hear without listening, eat without tasting. That is the thing you have to attain. So becoming one with him means becoming one with anything that he makes us to involve. We are walking, becoming one with it. We are looking, becoming one with it. Doing anything, becoming one with it. When we come back to the individual level, we ourselves will wonder how we were able to do it. So through these, Papa is asking us to how to convert our chanting to an effective chanting. If we can bring these dimensions also along with chanting. Or we can put it in this way, why should he say that Nam only, why did he bring Nam Seva Dhyan? So the Dhyan has also an important role. So during these Dhyan, we try to bring in all these, and when we chant, we apply it when we chant. During Seva, we try to bring all these and then apply it when we chant, or chanting goes along with our activities, chanting goes along with our inward journey, in whatever way we feel like. So it is not one, it is not two. When I become one with him, it is not one, but not two. That is the dimension he gives us today. So that our journey becomes more easier now. Another dialogue, Where shall I look for enlightenment? Here, answers. When will it happen? It is happening right now. Then why don't I experience it? Because you do not look. What should I look for? Nothing, just look. At what? Anything your eyes light upon it, alight upon it. Must I look in a special kind of way? No, the ordinary way will do. But don't I always look the ordinary way? No. Why ever not? Because to look, you must be here, You are mostly somewhere else. Look without seeing. Through this, he gives us the beautiful way of explaining. Because to look, you must be here. You are mostly somewhere else. That means the look and the looking is not becoming one. So how to bring... Ekagaram. இதெல்லாம் பெருசாக சொல்ல முடியாது. வி ஹாவ் டு கோ வித்தின். മനസ്സിലാവില്ലേ?
without seeing சொல்றேன் இல்லையா, look without seeing சொல்றேன் இல்லையா,
look without seeing
அப்போ நான் பார்த்தா கேள்வி மனசுல லைக்காது. அது மாதிரியா இல்லைன்னா நான் தான்
எந்த மாதிரியும் நம்ம ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கணும். வெளியிலேயும் சொல்லிட்டு கேட்டதல்லவே, ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டு அவனவனுக்கு கிடைக்கும் ஒரு அனுபூதி, அவனவனுக்கு கிடைக்கும் ஒரு அனுபூதி.
குழந்தை மடியில் வச்சுருக்கோம், குழந்தைக்கு ரொம்ப பனிக்கிறது, யாராவது இது பண்ணுறது அவர் தெரியாது, அந்த குழந்தையே லயிச்சுட்டு அது பனிக்கிறதே அதுதானே பகவான் மாதிரி லயிக்கணும். அது மாதிரி அப்படியே அர்த்தம். இப்போ நான் எழுதி
அப்படி அது கொஞ்சம் கூட கிளியர் ஆகும். நம்மள அது முடி போயிட்டு இருக்கிறது
தான் கிளியர் ஆகும் இல்லையா? அதான் கேட்டேன்.
இப்போ நீங்கள் சொன்ன உதாரணம் கரெக்டாக தான்.
நான் குழந்தை அப்படி மதிச்சுவே எனக்கு நேராக அனுபவமாக்கம். கிருஷ்ணாவை வந்து நிற்கிறா, நான் அந்த குழந்தை நான் வந்து நிற்கிறேன், எனக்கு தெரியலையான்னு குழந்தைக்கு நிற்கிறது மனசு அதில் லயிச்சிருக்கு. அதுதான் கேட்டேன். இப்போ சாப்பிட்றோம்,
நம்ம முன்னாடி ஒருத்தன் போயிட்டு இருப்பேன் தெரியாது.
நிறைய படிக்கிறதுக்கு எக்ஸாம்பிள் இருந்தால் சாப்பிடுவோம், சாப்பாட்டு சத்தியே இருக்காது. என்னடி நீ சாப்பிட்றான்னு அம்மா கேட்பா. அப்போ வந்து அதில் சத்தியே இருக்கா, சாப்பிட்டு எழுந்துடும். அது மாதிரியா பகவான் லயிக்கணுங்கிறா, பகவான் மேலே லயிக்கணும்.
நாம சொல்லிக்கிட்டே இருக்கிறத சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம்னு உள்ள தெரியாக்கி இருந்தா என்ன ஆகும்? அதாகும். அதை எப்படி சொல்ல முடியாது. நாமும் சொல்லிகிட்டு இருக்கிறத சொல்லிகிட்டு இருக்கோம்னு தெரியாக்கி சொல்லணும். அப்படியெல்லாம் சொல்லணும். பட் அப்படி தான் சொல்ல பറ്റുம். நாமும் நானும் ஒன்றாயிடுறேன். இப்போ நான் நாமம் சொல்கிறேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். நான் 10 மாலை முடிக்கணும்னு மனசில் வச்சுருக்கேன், நான் நாமம் சொல்கிறேன்னு நினைப்பேன். அவர் சொல்கிறது அப்படியே இல்லை. நாமம் சொல்கிறத நாமும் நாமையும் ஒன்றாகணும். அப்போ பின்ன நாமம் சொல்லப்பட்டவன் இல்லையங்க. வெளியில் பார்த்தா உண்டு, உள்ளே இல்லை. அந்த ஸ்டேஜ் அவர் அடைஞ்சதுனால தான் அவருக்கு அப்படி சொல்ல முடிஞ்சது. அது பின்ன பார்க்கறதையாகும், அது உபனிஷத்தில் உள்ள வேர்டாகும். How does one seek union with God? The harder you seek, the more distance you create between Him and you. I have to somehow attain Him, I have to somehow attain Him, I have to somehow attain Him. I am there, Ilya. So what does one do about the distance? Understand it is not there. Does that mean God and I are one? Not one, but two. How is that possible? The sun and its light, the ocean and the wave, the singer and his song, the chanter and the chanting, no? The chanter and the chant. Not one, not two. Beyond that, it can't be explained, Ilya. Not one, not two. At the same time, we should know that He is guiding us. Otherwise, why should we come across this particular dialogue? Somebody asks about the relevance of sense of individuality in our life. We have been telling that I should become one with you. I should become one with you. I should become one with you. That means the two become one. That's what normally we feel, you know. Now there is me and him, so we should become one with him. But now in this, you know, it is becoming clear. It is true, we started with that only. And later on we come to realize that we become one with you means one with everything. So slowly we start trying. Did somebody say anything?
செய்யும் தொழிலே தெய்வம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாமா? செய்யும் தொழிலே தெய்வம்.
செய்யும் தொழிலே தெய்வம் எல்லாம் ஒன்று தான். ஆமாம். எல்லாம் ஒன்று தான், எதிலே இருக்கிறது, நாட் ஓன்லி தொழில். Anything that we do. So now, from the practical point, we feel, we don't know, everyone has to try. Suppose we try this in few of our involvement. Suddenly we come to realize it is not a new thing for us. Just now Bhavani Amma was telling, when somebody is sick and when we are taking care of it, even if somebody comes and goes, we may not notice them. So at that time what happens? The entire this thing is, you become one with the patient. Outwardly you are an individual observing it, but inwardly you are not observing anything. Will they be able to hear? So all these things are given to us by Papa to fine-tune our Nama chanting. No?
Swamiji, when we are studying agriculture, who comes next to us, we don't even know.
When we are studying deeply, who comes and goes.
Yeah. So these things are not known to us, but while chanting we forget this, So that is why he reminds about two things. One is you are chanting the name of one who is within you, and one more step, who is making you to chant. So far there is a feeling that I am chanting. Now he tries to replace that I to him. He is making me to chant. Sorry, not replacing. He is now making us aware that he is behind the chanting. He is behind me. We are two, we are not two, but we are not one. He is making me to chant. So this is purely an internal activity that is going on. We will not feel that there are two, but at the same time the truth is that there are two, but they are not two. He and me, he is making me to chant too. But when we chant, there is only one, But at the same time, not one, not two. This state we have to reach. Our chanting should enable us to lift us up, to graduate us, to upgrade us to this state. So when we chant, let us try that, Even in the chorus chanting also we can try, individual chanting also we can try. Then we will be able to understand what Papa said, drink and drink and drink the nectar of the name until you drink and the drink become one. Until the drinker and the drink become one. So we have to do a lot of manana. When we hear, if we don't try it in our sadhana, it becomes purely academic. So when he gives us these clues, we should try, as a laboratory research. Initially, the feeling that I am chanting will not go easily. Because that is how we start the chanting. Oh, I have not done. Now it is 11:30, chanting session is there. I immediately go there. I join. And then in between, some thought may come. But at the end we say, today's Ramnam chanting was super. What is that super? We try to analyze. Wherever the chanting and the chanter becomes one, that is the time when we say it is super. We immediately attribute it to the chanter or the tune, that's all. But actually what happens in me, I will be able to experience. It comes out in a different form. When somebody sings on a particular day, your mind is attuned to it, and that raga immediately makes you one with it. And when you come back and you remember, you say today's Ramnam was super. What do you mean by that super? No? If we just say super, I also say yes, super, I go on, nothing. God has given us an opportunity now to know the purpose of chanting on that particular day. That chanting, when we become one with the chanting, when we come out of it, that experience we name it as super. Anything else?
Swamiji, clarity has come, Swamiji. Sun and light, sea and wave, like that. And manana is very much needed. Some clue, very day by day, so many clues are coming, Swamiji.
Correct.
Manana very much needed.
Yeah. Manana should go along with it. Otherwise it will slip into an act of chanting, that's all. It slips into an act of chanting, whereas the feeling of chanting should not be there.
Swamiji, when we chant like that, in the way you said, then the chanting is not felt or known. But when the thoughts start coming, then the chanting is rather silent or lip level chanting starts automatically. Then we know we are not there.
We are trying to understand what experience we had. No? When God gives us that opportunity for the merger of this chanter and the chant, He gives us, probably every day He gives us this through various activities and also in chanting. On some days when the mind is totally disturbed, we don't take part in the chanting. Outwardly we are taking part, we don't take part. That is why in another quotation he said, you are not there. That is the problem we are facing. Where shall I look for enlightenment? Here. When will it happen? It is happening right now. When we read this, unless we do the manana, we will not be able to take the essence of it. Where shall I look for enlightenment? That means I have been thinking enlightenment is away from me. So the master says, here. Where shall I live? Here only. When will it happen? It is right now happening. Then why don't I experience it? Because you do not look. What should I look for? Nothing, just look. At what? Anything your eyes alight upon. Must I look in a special kind? No, the ordinary way. But don't I always look in the ordinary way? No. Why ever not? Because to look, you must be here. You are mostly somewhere else. So the chanter and the chant become one. When the chanter is going outside, then now when we say the mind is disturbed, the chanter goes outward while the chanting is going on. So now we are praying to him, you gave us this chanting, you have given us everything, but somehow the mind is not being trained. Kindly, why don't you train the mind so that the mind does not go anywhere while the chanting takes place? Please. Previously, I was satisfied with the quota. I have a sankalpa. I will do 20 malas or 10 malas. Initially, I had this, when the quota is over, I felt something very good. Okay, that was the first step, to habituate me to chanting. And later, no quota. That is why Papa used to say, don't bother about the count. Why Mataji insisted, we people will neither do this, we will talk philosophy. So she said, initially you must have a quota. And later on, you will transcend. If I don't fix the quota in the beginning, after 2 or 3 days I will leave. But suppose when I take the initiation, I make a sankalpa that I will do 5 malas a day. And by hook or crook, I must, before the day closes, even if I feel I am busy, when I make a resolve, I will see to it that I chant 5 malas. And slowly, instead of catching hold of the 5 malas, then I enter into the real chanting. And when I enter, so far, it was chanting for the sake of quota. Then that habit automatically comes, just like, morning when we walk, we are not conscious. Everything goes on by itself. So similarly, the chanting is going on. Now the stage has come. Oh, I am chanting. Why am I chanting? The master says, you are chanting the name of one who is within you, who is making you to chant. So when I move with that perspective and the chanting goes on, Papa assures that the chanting and the chanter will become one. No other
Swamiji,
thought.
in Thus Speaks Ramadas, one is real under the heading, all life is one, stand apart from it, and you are in a trap, feel one with it, and you are free. Say, I am life of all life. I am you, how can we be two? How untrue the two-ness, how real the one. Yes, come in short. And likewise, the Nama chanting also, he calls it as King of Kings. In Torah, soar on the wing of faith and aspiration to the seat of beloved. Be garbed in the robes of purity and peace, and seek his presence. Sweetly sing the name of King of Kings, and draw him to thy heart. Apply the collyrium of love to the eyes, and behold him everywhere. In short, he just gives very sharp.
Yeah. All these things,
Thought is coming very nice.
all these things will help us
Yes.
be one with it when that one word. So we'll try to, Manana will definitely help us, and when we take up Manana, he prompts his own wisdom, teachings of wisdom to us to reinforce. Now the onus is on us to bring in this dimension while chanting takes place.
It is King of Kings.
That also we have to pray to him. Kindly enable me to become one with it. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Om. So let us try these examples, We take up Nyama chanting slowly. We try to go along with that. And then leave.
Swamiji, can you enlighten, Swamiji can enlighten on human progress and unity in the new world order?
No, let it be there, no? It is there in the speaks of Ramdas. We are trying, let us try now, All those things are okay, good. It will help us. But let us actually try that, Let not the intellect bring all these thoughts every now and then, but actually, it is necessary, agreed. But when we plunge into it, we leave all these things. Let us try. When we hear a particular raga, we don't know, even in our body we find certain twisting, unknowingly. When we become one with the raga,
Yes, there is ecstasy. Yes.
exactly we should now find out what had happened. When when a song, for example, when we hear a song, and that raga, of course, there is an inner alignment with that raga. Sindhu Bhairavi or Desh Rag or something like that, no? When we become one with that, because music is one of the best vehicle through which this becoming one with it can be tried. Hearing the music, singing the music, both are there. Why do we put on this music? Just watch. Because that is the easy method where this becoming one with happens.
Yes,
So somehow that is why different tunes are there. We are now trying that mantra Swarup Ramnam, no? Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Ram, Jai Jai Ram. So by stretching the words, stretching the sound, these are all some exercises we unknowingly do to eliminate the feeling of I am chanting. Any yoga, any type of chanting which suits us. It varies from person to person. That is why every time we resort to these bhajans, it sets the ambience calm, serene, absorbing, All shlokas, for example. We chant prayer, in any program we normally start with a prayer. It immediately, settles the surging emotions, everything, with that background we try to dwell on the theme. So when we go along with the theme, we are not there.
Become one with him.
Let us try that. We must have been repeating a lot of shlokas. That is why Papa used to say, learn some shlokas. When Swamiji was in Rishikesh, when he wrote back, he said, learn a few shlokas. Because by that, when we dwell on that theme, unknowingly the sense of individuality quits the scene. Unknowingly, it quits the scene.
Yes. Sure.
Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim. So when immediately we say, but let us pause, try to absorb the theme. Dandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyadiriksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarehitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Any shlokas. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So two things help us there, the meter as well as the rhythm or the meaning. Shanno mitra sham varunah Shanno bhavaturyama Shanna indro brihaspatihi Shanno vishnurukramaha Namo brahmane Namaste vayu Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi Tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadishyami Ritam vadishyami Satyam vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu mam Avadu vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. During these few seconds, minutes.
Yes, sir.
So that is why they have even brought out that meter. Udattam and Anudattam, where it should go up and go down, where it should be stretched. Because these are all the exercises by which the chanter becomes one with the chanting. And the joy only wells up. Om Bhur Bhuvassuvaha Tat Savidurvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayad. The more we think about it, Papa is now giving us, now finally, he is coming back to Nama chanting only. How to become one with him? Now we know how to become one with the Nama. If we have that master key of becoming one with the Nama, we are game. So let us all try our level best. Keep on trying, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Let us all keep on trying it. Any mantra, any shloka, anything. Suppose we try to eke out the best, any song, any bhajan. The idea is to become one with it, one with it, one with it. How to become one with? No outside guidance can come. We have to become one with it, that's all. Then God will guide us from within, and then try to somehow, let us try to hold on to it. Okay, tomorrow is Sunday, and day after tomorrow is our Param Puja Papa's 60th Samadhi day according to the Tithi, Naga Panchami. So, we thought we would share some thought, but anyhow, we got immersed in it. So let us all try. On 25th of this month, he made us to share some thoughts on the same issue. Those of you who have, who can get it through, what is this called? YouTube. 25th July. So that happened to be the date of his Samadhi. So the 25th July, now we are on 25th, 21st August. 25th July we shared some thought. And at that time he guided so many things. If possible, try to go through it tomorrow, so that day after tomorrow we have all those things in our mind, along with whatever he originally gives us also. It's a day for renewing our attempt. It's a day for committing ourselves that it's making a fixed resolve. What all you have done for us, so what you expect from us, we are becoming clear now. So far we have been asking only our requirement, but now we are trying to understand what you want us to do, and you wanted everyone to become one with you. So that is the fittest homage we can pay on that most auspicious day. So let us all prepare, and we will again go through the same thing on Monday evening. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om.
Jai Ram, Jai Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om, Pranam.
Pranam.